Hi y'all, welcome back. It has been forever and a day, but I thought I'd do a stitch with me, and today I'm going to work on Tilton Crafts Be Mine by Daniel Kordick, and let's get started. It's been a while since I've worked on this one. Oh, so I hope this finds everyone doing well. It's been quite some time. Let me see if I can do this with the camera in my face. Let me move these guys over here. Can I tilt this up without ruining your guys' view? And is Linda gonna stay focused? Maybe. It has been forever and a day, so we'll see how this goes. Starting back like a newbie all over again. So I'm working on that border still with all the 310. And I figure, since I don't feel like I have enough content to do a floss tube, which really stinks. I think I could do one now, but at this point, I think I'm just going to do a mid-year whip parade. By the way, just because I don't think I said it, my name's Amy. Welcome to my world of random and crazy. That's what I do here. And it all typically involves cross-stitch, although I got a few more diamond paintings in that I would like to put in my office. So I don't know if I'll put up a few of those here as well. I hate working in this top part of the Q-snap because it's pretty loose, but that's all right. Let's see. Are we focused at all? I can't really tell because the way the camera is sitting versus where I can see. That's better. Now how do I get that to stay there without moving the camera? Is that still focused? I hope so. It's kind of hard to see because my top piece here is flopping over, but I thought, you know what, maybe I could just do stitch with me's for a little while. Because lately what seems to be happening is I started off with Whip Go, and I thought doing two boards, one with full coverage, one with, everyday projects or regular whips, I would be able to see enough progress in both categories to be able to come and hang out and do a floss tube at the end of the month and just kind of do a, catch up type thing. However, I realized apparently my first year to 2 years was the best 2 years I was going to have in cross stitch when it comes to participating in groups. I just don't know why my focus isn't there. And that's okay. I get that groups are not for everybody. I really enjoyed them when I played them, and they were a lot of fun, and they kept me motivated for sure. They definitely helped me survive the no new starts in 2020 when everybody else was starting all the things. But in 2021, when I started all the things, I realized I kind of like just stitching on all the things. Let me see here. Let me do a real quick count. Okay, let me go here. And so that's kind of what I was doing. I didn't want to keep switching out projects because I, hit the 300 stitch mark and it was time for me to switch to the next project. Or some days I don't get 100 stitches in anymore, depending on what's going on at work or at home and in life and all the things. So doing the games for me just felt like it was making it more of a job or pressure. Like I had to get it done. And I didn't want to do that anymore, I think. And I think that's the reason why I haven't been able to keep, because even with Whip Go, there's no rules, there's no rhyme or reason. You just do what you want to do. And I still couldn't seem to stick with it. Just double check my count here. Okay. I just couldn't stick with it. I tried really hard. And I think I made it to March, which is not good. But I've noticed lately that right now I've been doing a lot of kind of a monogamous stretch of projects. I don't want to say I'm fully monogamous because obviously I haven't completed anything, but I have been doing very long stretches on projects. Some will go for 7 days, some will go for 14, I think I worked on Dragonkin for 21 days straight. So I figure if I'm ever going to see a project done, right? Because that's my end, it's the end game eventually, is that I'd like to see projects finished. Not in the next 10 years does any of that look good. I have a lot of projects. That's okay though. I want to be able to stitch on them when my bug says, hey, stitch on me. And just keep going until my bug's like, yeah, I'm done with this one. Move on. So typically when I do that though, because I do have so many projects to choose from, when I work on a project and I work on it for so long, it's pretty much done for the rest of the year. I usually don't go back to it because I have so many other projects to rotate through. I don't know if I'll ever find a real good process, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know if I'll find a good way of being able to filter through all of my projects. Some of these projects won't get touched again in another year. And that's okay with me. I don't mind that at all. I think my thing is, though, is that I just don't want to be told what to do. My brain does its own thing. My stitching is my de-stress from all the madness at work. If you're new, welcome. I am the admin assistant over at my kiddo's school. And it's a madhouse on the daily. Some days are kind of what we call the Q side, which we don't ever say out loud because nobody ever wants to say the word quiet when you're working at a school in the front office, because then madhouse happens. But we've done a lot of prep and work over the summer to get us ready for this next school year. Tomorrow is our Meet the Teacher night, which means we're done. Game's over. Whatever we needed to prep should have been prepped, and we should be ready for tomorrow. I have a couple final touches that I have to, print papers for the teachers and do a couple of things. But other than that, I think we're ready to go. And that is a really good feeling. There's still so much that needs to be done. Oy. Okay, I can't think about that because it's Sunday. Oh, it is Sunday, July 16th, 2023. And yeah, so been keeping extremely busy, and the kiddos are ready for their next year of school. Jonah is going to be a sophomore and Scarlett's going into the 8th grade. So this will be her final year at my school with me. And so the joke is that I'm going to move with her, but I don't think so. I like the camaraderie that I have at the site that I'm in, and we've been there for the last, it'll be 9 years. Because Scarlett's been there since, kinder, and so she'll be one of the legacy students, which is awesome. She is also, because it was recommended by her math teacher last year, she's not going to be doing math at our school. They have a program where if you're advanced, and it's based on teacher recommendation and, proof of work, there's a program where certain students get selected, and as long as parents agree, they get to go to the high school for math. So Scarlett will be doing freshman algebra next year. Well, starting Wednesday. I say next year like it's forever and a year away, but we start school on Wednesday. So she's going to have extremely long days, and I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for, because I know it's going to be rough. It is going to be a rough year, but it's going to be, I think, an awesome year for her. I think it's going to be an awesome type of exhaustion for her because I know she's going to be in all the sports. We all know this. Softball's the first season coming up. And, yeah, so she also was inducted into NJHS last year, which is the National Junior Honor Society. We're not exactly sure what all that entails and what extra, whoa, where am I going? Does that not look right? Because my face isn't right in front of it. Now I can't see what I'm doing. It's okay though. Did I miss one here? Here's how I fix that. I just go back over it. Ta-da! And we'll try this one. And go to that one. Okay, that was I don't know if I crossed over two by accident. My face is kind of farther away than normal, so I can't really see what I'm on top of. Anyways, so she took her oath. We're not exactly sure what that entails for her to do extra wise, like if there's extra work, or I'm guessing there's community service because they mentioned that there would be a list of places for her to get her hours in. I don't know how many hours are required, so lots of stuff. But so she'll be starting at the high school. She'll be, getting up at 5:30 in the morning, getting ready to get on the bus, leaving here at about 6:20-ish, I think. Let me highlight. And then as soon as she's done with her high school math, she will come back to the our school and finish out the rest of her schedule. So I think the reason why I crisscrossed these originally was because I'm going the wrong way. Oh dear. What am I doing? Those are right. Those are all... How did I crisscross these the wrong way? Good question. Okay, well, let's frog. Apparently I can't talk and stitch at the same time. Or I can, I've been so out of practice with it. I'm crossing my X's wrong? Anyways, alright, let's just frog for a minute. Actually, I'll just be right back. Hold on. Okay, unfrogged. All undid, and we're gonna come back. Because, what the heck? I haven't crossed my X's like that since I started. That was really weird. I don't know what made me switch my X's like that, but that's okay. Back on track. I also think it could be because I was just working on a tent stitch. And so when I do tent stitch, my stitches go in the way that my top leg would normally go. So maybe it's just better if I 1X at a time so I can focus on 1X at a time. Totally forgot what we were talking about. I think we were talking about how Scarlett is going into high school math, finishing out the rest of her school day at her regular everyday school. She's in NJHS, which is National Junior Honor Society. Again, we're not quite sure what all that entails. We know that there's community service. We just don't know how many hours. And then she was also accepted into student council again this year. And this year she's going straight for the top. She's going to run for student body president. So we'll see how that goes. She's been working on her speech for like the last 3 weeks. And so hopefully she's closer and closer to feeling confident and being ready. Jonah has all honors classes except for chemistry, and the only reason why he didn't get chemistry is because the chemistry honors and math honors run in the same time slot. So I'm not quite sure what determined whether or not he did the math or the chemistry, but I think because he tested gifted with the math portion, that's the reason why they chose math over chemistry, which is totally fine. He is actually glad to be having a higher math class than a higher chemistry class, because chemistry is new to him. So, but he is talking about college and possibly what he wants to major in. For the middle of last year until now, we're still sticking with marine biology, which I think is super cool, especially coming from a kid who growing up was terrified of the water. So pretty exciting. He's, starting to look into colleges and what college he would like to go to, what programs are going to be offered where. And in the beginning, he kind of had his heart set on, let me not stick my arm under there because I'm going to move all the things, maybe. Oh, and do I have Linda focused? That could extra be helpful too. Okay. So I think originally he was looking at UCLA. But I also think that he's going to take his first, all the extra classes that you have to take in order to get your associates, all those beginner classes that aren't really involved with your major but are basics that have to be taken. I think he's going to do that at a community college that's like right up the street from where we live now, just to get those out of the way. And then once he's ready to get into his major, then he'll start looking into colleges. But I think he's looking at ASU or UCLA. I think those are the two that I've heard him talk most about. And I'm trying not to shake this too much, but I do yank on my floss pretty hard, so hopefully it's not too bad. So yeah, life has been chugging along. Husband's still working from home. I haven't gotten fired from my admin assistant job, even though we joke about it all the time. It just stinks to have a job where, I'm learning the lingo. This is my August 25th will mark my 2 years. And although I feel like I understand the lingo a little bit better, I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing, which is a little nerve-wracking for me. I don't like that feeling, but every day I walk in is a new adventure. I never know what I'm going to be doing day to day. So keeps it very interesting, but I also in a way think it's kind of very stressful. And the fact that, things keep changing. So, for our site alone, I think we have a new teacher per every grade level. So, we are a K through 8, and every grade level's got at least one new teacher, if not two. So, lots and lots and lots of changes. And from what I understand, from what people have said, we are not the only school to have that many changes in this 1 year alone. So it's just crazy. Just crazy to me. And then, of course, my higher-ups that I work under, that work for, like, the accounting departments that I deal with a lot, everybody up there is kind of swapped around and changed too. So trying to remember who to email for what and who's in what department now, and just crazy. I guess I never really realized how much goes on behind the scenes and how many hoops there are to jump through to get a pencil or buy paper. It's insane. So many different hoops. But I'm still enjoying it. I'm 95% sure most of my gray hairs are now coming from, working at the school versus just my own kiddos. But you do bond with a lot of the kids too, because a lot of the kids would, when you walk down a hallway, you get kids that just run up to you and hug you. And then run away and go play with their friends. Or you get the junior high kids who walk through the hallway and they all call me mom because of Scarlett. So I have a feeling not this upcoming year, but the next year once Scarlett leaves, that'll slow down real fast. I don't think I'll have any other kids calling me mom throughout the hallways. Not that I mind it. It's just weird. It's kind of weird. So other than that, it's been hot, super hot. I live in Arizona, and I think the husband said we just broke like this streak or something for longest stretch of hottest days, with it being like 15 days straight over 100. So we stay inside as much as possible because it's hard to breathe out there. It's super hard. So yeah. But the kids have been coming with me to work. They've helped out a lot. They've helped out a lot with the few tedious things that need to be done. So super grateful for them. It's kept them busy all summer too. So now we just got to hope and pray that they can get back into the habit of going to bed at a decent hour and getting up on time without falling back to sleep. So, and Jonah, I'm not too worried about Scarlett being on the bus because Jonah will be there to help guide her and show her where to go. It is funny, though, that one of our math teachers who was in our 8th grade last year, she was our math teacher. She actually moved to the high school. And so we were like, oh, so you're not going to have such and such for your teacher because they went to the high school. And now Scarlett's taking high school math and such is now her teacher. So she didn't miss it. So because Jonah and Scarlett have tried for years to have the same teachers. And although they got really close, is it 4th and 5th grade year? No, oh, geez, Louise. 6th. Jonah was in 6th grade going into 7th. Scarlett was in 4th going into 5th. Is that right? The year of COVID? I don't remember. Anyways, I believe it was Scarlett's 5th grade teacher that they finally had a couple of the same teachers, the ones who were still left. And then COVID hit, and then Scarlett no longer had the same teachers that Jonah had in 5th grade. So they've never actually gone an entire school year, even though they've both been at the same school for the last 8 years. Well, because Jonah started in 2nd grade, so he was there for 6. And then, Scarlett's been there. Well, Jonah's been there. No, Jonah's been there 6. Oh my gosh, I can't math. This is why I don't do math questions. And Scarlett's been there going on 9 years because she's been there since kinder. But they've never had the exact same teachers, which I find very strange. So, because I think when Jonah was in 4th grade, he only had one teacher. And then by the time Scarlett got up to 4th grade, they started doing the rotations. So, and the teacher that Jonah had for 4th grade is no longer there. So yeah, it's just weird how that works out. Although this year could be the year, gosh forbid, hope nothing happens, please, could be the year that I have one teacher in that entire building who can honestly say he has had all 4 of my children. Because he was my oldest daughter's social studies science teacher. And then, so Alyssa promoted, and then Brianna was right behind her. And so he had her in class. And then he had Jonah, 2 years ago now, technically. And then this year he gets Scarlett. So he will be the one and only teacher who can say that he has had all 4 of my children. And I am so sorry. Because they're all so very different from each other. But very similar. But it's like it skips generations, if that makes sense. So, like, Alyssa was super quiet, kind of kept to herself, tried not to make too much noise, and Brianna was super loud and just loud. That's the best way I can put it. She's just loud. And then we've got Jonah, who goes back to the Alyssa type, where he's super quiet, kind of keeps to himself, stays out of trouble, keeps his head down. And then you've got Scarlett, who isn't necessarily loud, but everybody knows who she is. Everybody knows who she is. Luckily for me, though, mostly everyone there, unless they're just being polite to my face, I don't know. It seems like mostly everyone there really enjoys Scarlett, so that's good. And it's awesome because her kindergarten teacher is no longer a kindergarten teacher. She is one of our Title I specialists. And so she helps students with reading and holds events and stuff like that for reading and Read Across America Week and bingo for books. And Scarlett will jump in and help her encourage the little ones to read. So I think that's super awesome. I have a feeling that would be something Scarlett would jump back to do even when she promotes and moves on to the high school. She really likes doing that with the little ones. And I think because her kindergarten teacher is the one who runs it, is super extra helpful too. Oh man. I hate when I'm this close to the Lowry stand that knot in the back my thread gets caught constantly. So I usually end up stitching this in hand, but that's okay. So yeah, I thought maybe jumping on here and doing more stitch with me's. I don't know if they'll all be talkative. They might only have a few sentences in there because, like I said, I try to keep it life simple, and to some it may be boring, and that's okay. It's the way we like it. Nice and quiet, hanging out with just the family and possibly hanging out at a friend's house for a birthday party or something, but nothing like super over the top exciting. So there might be times where I just jump on and just stitch, and there might be times where I come on and chatter, but I figured, you know what, if I'm stitching, the least I can do is record, right? And hang out with my peeps at the same time and not just disappear and fall off the face of the earth. Stitch with me's make me nervous though, because I feel like I should be talking about something. And I never know what I'm going to say, so stuff just spews out, and I can't remember what I said 5 minutes ago. Which that obviously hasn't changed. Let me just make sure we're still good. Looks like we're still in focus. Okay. So yeah, stitch with things make me nervous. I mean, floss tubes make me nervous too, because it's, it's more face-to-face and facial expressions and body language and all the things, but I'm trying to get better about my anxieties and trying to work through them. Some days is easier than others, and some days are harder than others. But I figure if I'm sitting here stitching and I don't feel like I have enough, content for a floss tube, maybe I can just stitch and chat or not chat. I don't know. I also got 2 diamond paintings in. I'm going to put them in my office because I think they're super cute. It's got like the Friends logo on the bottom, but it's of 4 princesses. I got 2 of them, so there's 2 different princess sets, I should say. So I think one of them has like Tinkerbell, Snow White, Rapunzel, and Pocahontas? Question mark? And then the other one I think has like Ariel and Belle and Elsa and I think Alice in Wonderland, which I'm not quite sure how Alice in Wonderland fits in there. Maybe I missed it. Is Alice a princess of some sort? Anyways, sorry, I went to a rabbit trail in my own brain wondering how that works. But anyways, so she's on there, but I got them from the Amazon Prime Day, and I know, probably shouldn't have. I'm just going to put them in my office. I hate buying stuff like that because I never know, like, where did it come from? Did I just buy something stolen? What did I just do? And for the price point that I got them at, obviously it came from China. I'm like 92% sure it came from China. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't know. I get nervous about the whole thing. After I had that whole debacle with Kingdom of Books, so I bought it from Amazon. And for those who don't know, let me just quick backstory. I bought Kingdom of Books, which is a project that I wanted for so long, and I bought it from Amazon. And when the package arrived, the whole front cover looked wrong, and it was not named the Kingdom of Books. And so I was kind of leafing through it and looking at it, and I'm like, this is a stolen pattern. I'm not comfortable with this. So I tried to send it back and get a refund for it. Well, the project that I paid for was like, it was like $36 or something like that, because it comes fully kitted with the floss, the fabric, all the stuffs, right? And it was like $36, and they wanted to charge me $56 to ship it back to them. And I'm like, no. Hard pass. So I was in contact with Amazon, and we went back and forth, and they were like, listen, we will go ahead and issue the refund. Don't even ship it. And I went, okay. So I kept the floss, and I kept the fabric. Matter of fact, I used the fabric for another Randall Spangler that I had started in memory of my mom. And so I went around and looked around again for it, and I found I can't remember the name of it now. Needlework of Russia, I think it was on Etsy. And I found it there, and it was a legit copy, and so I purchased it. So I'm scared to, like, buy stuff that's, like, fully kitted. And there's, like, one that, I think it's Stitching with Laura. Is that how you say her name? I think it's Lora. I think it's Stitching with Laura, if I remember right. She's got an image that is absolutely beautiful. It's like a grayscale monochrome Asian. And it's, what are those called? Pre-stamped cross-stitch patterns. And she's gorgeous, and I totally want her. But I don't know how to, I tried to do a reverse image thing. I'm not tech savvy, y'all. I can't figure that out. I don't know how to figure out, like, who the artist is or anything like that. I do know that when I was scrolling through that website that was recommended, that obviously a lot of the stuff was Amy Stewart. I saw a lot of Hannah Lynn on there. So, like, I know I would never buy those. 110%. But it doesn't make me feel any less guilty buying the rest of them just because I don't know who the artist is. And I don't know how to find out who the artist is. And it bums me out. Because I really want that pattern. Okay, no. Not dwelling on it. Because I also don't want to buy stuff where the artist isn't either already paid for or isn't, announced. Or is it made public who the art belongs to. I just want to respect the copyright things. You know what I'm saying? And I get that we can't do that all the time. I understand totally. Hello, I just bought princess things. Those are obviously copywritten. Oy, I keep getting stuck. Ooh, and S'more's tickling my foot. Can't believe S'more's gonna be 7 this year. I can't believe that tomorrow is 4 years since my mom passed away. That's still mind-boggling to me. Yeah, and I also started Vivid Origami by Amy Stewart. I was going to do that originally as the Stitch With Me, but I'm doing it on 32 count. And I couldn't see between the phone and the stitches. So, because my phone is like super close, right? It's like right here in my face. And with 32 count, I have to be right here on top of the project in order to see it. Not that I can't see it, but it just makes it a little more awkward when I'm afraid I'm going to smack my face into a phone or something. So, Pops is busting out the music. So, I don't even know if you guys can hear it or not. Sounds like Dirty Dancing. My thread's stuck. Come on, buddy, you can do it. There we go. S'mores eating. All the noises are happening right now. And of course, now I want to like dance. You know, it's that final song at Dirty Dancing. And the whole crew is dancing and she's on the stage. Yeah. And I won't sing because I don't want to hurt anyone's eardrums. I'm trying to figure out if they're watching the movie out there or if they're just playing it on the radio. I don't know what they're doing. Pops likes his music and he likes it loud. Like beyond loud. Like to the point where it doesn't bother me because I just put my earbuds in and listen to my audiobooks and don't even know when the music has been shut off. But I don't think I've ever met anyone who loves their music as loud as my father-in-law. He goes to all the concerts. I don't know how he hears anything, to be honest. He goes to all the concerts. Okay, maybe not all of them. Over-exaggeration. But he goes to a lot of them. And a lot of them are like the hard rock, metal. Although he went to Tears for Fears not that long ago. But he also then went to Metallica. Five Finger Death Punch? I don't know. He goes to a lot of the loud, I don't know how he hears anything type concerts. And now all I hear is the music. Sorry, guys. I'm really hoping that you guys can kind of hear it too. Or it's at least like playing in your head. If you've seen Dirty Dancing, that final scene. Oh, geez. Sounds like they're messing with a speaker of some sort. Alright, I think I'm going to finish this row here. I think I'll save this for next time as well. Stitching on 18 count with a stitch with me is obviously a lot easier. With the setup that I have anyway. I need to figure out, I've always wanted to figure out a different way to do my stitch with me's and just have never come up with a good system or way to do them. I don't know how everyone does it. That over the shoulder or like on the table, over the side. Oh man, I really hope you guys can hear that. It's like I'm in the movie. Nope, missed it. No, go back. Okay, I'm gonna stop there and call it good. Not a very long stitch with me, and I'm, again, not quite sure how much we rattled or anything like that, but I hope that everyone's doing well. I have missed hanging out with my peeps, and I keep saying that over and over again, but it is true. My anxiety does unfortunately play a huge role in the making of my videos, and I'm gonna zoom out just a hair so that way you guys can possibly see my hands at least. Yeah, so my anxiety does play a huge part in making the videos and being nervous and coming back and talking to people. But I love the communication, and I love knowing that there's people out there who enjoy this hobby as much as I do. So hopefully I will just, just keep coming back and do stitch with me's, and maybe when I get enough projects, like I said, to do a whip parade or a floss tube. I think I'm going to do a mini whip parade. See, there's too many thoughts happening all at once right now. I'm distracted with music. I think I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a whip parade, but it's going to be just a mini whip parade of just the projects that I've either started or worked on. I think I only have one. Do I only have one finish for the year this year? I might. I can't remember. Which was recent because I just finished it like 2 days ago. Or no, I finished it yesterday. Anyway, it's not the point. See? Rambles. So, whip parade, all the projects that I've worked on for this year. And then I think I'll just keep doing maybe stitch with me's and get back into the habit of just talking and chatting and communicating and hanging out with my peeps again. Because I can't say it enough. I love this community. 99.9% of it. Of course, there's always that 0.01 sour apple, and that's okay. Every group has one. But I miss I miss this, if that makes sense. Like, I've been doing this. I've been cross-stitching and I've been doing this. But I miss the chit-chatting and the comments that come up and the ongoing conversations that we can have via text and all that stuff. Well, not text, but like, you know, through the texts of the community tabs or through the video comments and things like that. So, okay. Now I'm just making it weird. I love you all, and thank you so much for hanging out. I know it's been like 7 months since the last video. Hopefully, like I said, I have a better plan. I just got to work on my anxieties, and right now my anxieties suck, and they have for the last 6 months, but it's okay. It's all right. We'll make it work. Thank you all again so much for hanging out, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!